Oh, if they didn't know, they should have already known. If they didn't know, they should have already known. Because we are popping off, and it is what it is. We is popping off. We making sure we live on the Twitches, live on the Facebooks, live on the YouTubes. We is everywhere. And the game starts in 15 minutes. So y'all know what time it is. We up in here. We is chilling. Do we even need to pull it up on the face of the book? The book of the face. The book of the face. And let's see what's popping. Shedeur is suited up. Y'all know what to do. We got everybody. Y'all know what to do when coming in the building. Y'all know what to do. Please introduce yourself. Make sure when you walk in people's homes, you say what's popping. Because y'all know we going to watch this game and talk about this game. You know what I'm saying? We going to see what's up. We want to know what's popping. That's all we want to know. We want to know what's popping. Y'all know we got to get the instrumentals going down because we ain't. We got to keep it slow and sexy. Get the instrumentals popping off. Let me turn my phone down because we already know what's going to happen. Now that we live, we already know how it's going to pop off. We already know what time it is. So while y'all entering the building, y'all know what time it is. We do what we do. So come on in, get yourself together, get settled down. You know what I'm saying? We up in here. We got it popping off. While everybody walking into place, introducing their face, you know, that's how we get it popping. Come on in. Y'all see me looking up top. I got my other monitor right up here above my head. And I don't know, my Twitch ain't playing for some reason. Trying to see what's up with that. Let me reset it. Okay. It's back up. It's back up. I ain't been live on my Twitch in so long. You know, I don't even know. I ain't even been live on my Twitch in a minute. But we gonna get that back popping too. We're gonna get it all back popping. The Twitch back popping. The YouTube's back popping. Everything popping. You know what I'm saying? But as the people is entering the place, the game starts in a few minutes. And we gonna get it chopping up. But while we waiting on the game to start, allow me to reintroduce myself. And you know, before we do that, we gotta holler at you, the people, for taking the time out to watch this video. But while you're here, make sure you do us a solid, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. And whatever you do, do not forget to turn them post notification bells on. So you'll know when we're doing things like this, like going live or the videos are dropping. And there will be no video. There will be no introduction without giving our wonderful, wonderful ladies their ultimate shout out. And you know we talking about none other than the CU aunties. Because when you see a CU auntie in our chat or in one of our videos in the comment section, make sure you introduce yourself. Make sure you say hello. But most importantly, be respectful. Because if not, we're going to have to come see you. Y'all ready to get this thing started? It's almost noon. So you know what that means. Y'all got y'all juice. Y'all got y'all drink. I hope you got your snack because the football game is going to start and Dillon Gabriel got to prove himself to be one of them boys. You know what I'm saying? So, let's get this party started. Welcome to the lunch table. Now that we are back in the house, and of course, Shedeur is dressed, and he is not playing today unless he feels like it, and he convinced Kevin Stefanski to let him go in the second half. But as of right now, Dillon Gabriel is the starter. Let's start out and see who all in the chat, because I don't see a lot of people saying what's up or introducing themselves. Miss Lisa is in the building, and y'all didn't say hello and didn't say where you're from. Miss Patricia McGee is always in the building. There is never a video or a live stream that this lady does not step into and at least speak and stay for a little while. You know what I'm saying? Dawn Adams, the beautiful Dawn Adams, is in the building. You know what I'm saying? Shedeur is suited up. That is correct, Dawn. Sharon Brantley, good morning, Snacks. Good morning, CU aunties, and good morning, everyone. Miss Brantley is in the building. You know what I'm saying? Omega Red is in the building. And as y'all know, good morning, Big Snacks and chat. Robert is in the building. The Saver is in the building. Are you streaming the game? No, you can't stream the game. You will get your channel completely taken down if you broadcast any NFL properties. You know what I'm saying? So we're not doing that. This is a mind game. Adrian Calloway, the beautiful Adrian Calloway, is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Team Sanders. Ms. McGee says, does that mean he might play? I wasn't going to watch, but I might have to tune in. We don't know if he's going to play. If he does play, it'll be in the second half or probably in the fourth quarter just to get some throws in, because he is throwing the ball around this morning. Shedeur might have to play after Gabriel gets crushed. Robert, you sick, dog. I bet 500 Dillon Gabriel gets the ball batted down. Well, that's an easy bet. Big Snacks, Elijah Watson, Big Snacks. Why was Shedeur going through his warm-ups? Hey, you got to go through his warm-ups. You got to go through his routine. If you're not playing or not, even on game day, you suited up, you got to go through your routine. If he wasn't suited up, then he probably wouldn't go through his warm-up routine. But you got to keep the main thing, keep everything the same as if you're going to play. So even if he's not playing, he's still going to have the headphones on and listening to the play calls, you know, going through in his mind what he would do, you know, as they are talking about Shedeur on NFL Live right now. Elijah, hello, Dawn Adams, what's up? Mr. Cartwright, what's up, Snacks? You in the D-Town? Oh, he in the D. He is in the D. Southern Empire, I thought they were playing at 4 p.m. No, sir. We kicking it off right here. Listen, I'm from Youngstown, Ohio, and have never been a Browns fan and still not, but I'm a Shedeur auntie. Hey, there is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that at all. Watched I Smoke Hip Hop stream this game last week. I think he got in trouble, but he's doing it again. Hey, everybody can take their chances, dog. I'm not doing that. I know the people at YouTube personally, and I know better. Some people can get away with it from time to time, but it's not worth the risk of putting your channel at risk. You'll get your channel completely shut down if the NFL reaches out to YouTube and say, hey, they messing with our money, we need to kill that. You know what I'm saying? But he probably was streaming it and probably didn't have his monetization on. So you probably can get away with it that way. But Shedeur was out warming up this morning. You know, he was out doing his thing, getting ready, practicing with David and Njoku, you know, throwing a few balls, you know, trying to get himself together, doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them mornings. He might not going to play, but he still can throw the ball. You know, it's just in his best interest just to warm up and probably not play and not take no hits on that muscle, because what's injured on him is a muscle. You know what I'm saying? That's him walking in the stadium this morning. And what's wrong with Shedeur is a muscle strain. It's not a bone or a nerve or something like that. It's a muscle, and he pulled it. And what happens with that, you can't really fix a muscle pull or a muscle tear. You just have to let it heal itself. And some, depending on the degree of the muscle tear or the pull or the injury, it could take a week, it could take 2 weeks, it could take 2 days, and it'll be over with, back to normal, and you can play. But for him not to play, they just want to take that precaution and just go ahead and sit out, man. We saw you last week now. We need you to get it back. Now, if you're ready to go next week, we'll get you in the game, you know, probably with the ones, and let you do some things and see what you're looking like. But today is Dillon Gabriel's day to shine. You know what I'm saying? Today is Dillon Gabriel's day to shine, and we're going to see what he do. You know what I'm saying? And y'all already know how super chats and all that crap work. We'll get to that sometime during the stream. What we might do is, let me see if I can find it. Get some live game stats and keep them up on the stream, and do that while the game is live, and we'll just keep that up on the scoreboard, and that way we can watch the game cast and talk about the game as it's happening. You know what I'm saying? See, right now on ESPN on the game cast, they got Shedeur Sanders starting, but that's not happening. You know, that's not happening. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Where we at? Right here, you see they got Shedeur Sanders starting with Tanner McKee, which that's not gonna happen. So, and then down at the bottom, they got the injury report. Got him questionable. Kenny Pickett questionable. Greg Newsome questionable. Muhammad is questionable. Pierre Strong is still questionable. And for Philly, they got A.J. Brown, questionable, Terrence Marshall, Gabe Hall, Byron Young, all questionable. The last game versus Carolina, which was Shedeur's 30-10 win, and all them games before that, straight L's. Just L's. L's. As we know, the Eagles won the Super Bowl in February versus Kansas City. You know, smacked them on up, did what they do. But we'll see what takes place once the game shows out. Don't look like, we'll see how everything goes. But you know, our guy is going to do his thing when it's time to do his thing. But I want to talk about this
I'm not
right
excited
here.
about participation awards. I'm more excited name, you know, and I ain't do that tonight. I'm focusing on tightening up everything I messed up on last week, you know, and not making mistakes, honestly, when it comes to just things you can't control.
Really, really good. Proud of you.
Cool.
Really, really nice job.
You're not fully proud, kinda.
I'm
kinda proud.
Look,
I don't like Andrews Berry's demeanor during this interaction. Shedeur is excited and trying to joke around with him, and he's trying to be all stiff and all serious. And I really, really don't like that. But we're gonna talk about that. But let's finish this, because that his last, after they had this last interaction, his facial expressions tells me everything.
flip side, it wasn't perfect, no, but you made plays, you operated, like, so it's just stacked.
I love when you tell the facts, do you? No, but it's okay. It's okay.
Listen, you did a nice job, okay? So just take what you learned from tonight, apply it to the joint practices and then the next preseason game. All right?
You the real player now. I'm going to bring that song.
And you see how Andrew Berry was smiling when Shedeur walked up on him. See this smile on this face right here? Now watch how it changes.
You were the real player now. I'm going to bring that sauce to you.
I know you will. I know you will. Really good job. That's a great start.
But that look on his face right there says, I really don't want to be bothered with you. Why are you even talking to me? You are supposed to not be here, and you are supposed to not be good. And with this new series Cleveland has started, and they started it because of Shedeur and his popularity and all the eyes that he has brought to Cleveland. You can tell in the production that they started it late. They didn't start it until after training camp started. This idea popped off because this is a rush job. This is not something that they plan to do during the season. This is something somebody said, hey, Shedeur got a lot of eyes on us. Let's just use it, and let's just make a series and cover it. And let's get us a narrator, which I think they got Joe Thomas to do the work, do the narrating and all that. But which Joe Thomas was easy to get because he's a veteran. He's a Hall of Famer. Okay, Joe, come on in here. Help us out. Let's do the doggone thing. And Joe was like, yeah, I ain't got no problem with it. Let's do it. But this work they got with that under the center, I don't like the production value of it. Because in the first one they dropped yesterday, they went from the start of training camp all the way to Shedeur's first game. They don't even know how to do a series. You didn't have to give the people 30 minutes. They don't know how to do the thing. And it's only being produced for YouTube. So on YouTube, you stretch it. You turn that into, now when they release it next week, it'll be everything that was done this week until today after this game. And then they'll start all over again. But They don't know what they're doing. They could have milked this all the way into the season and stayed behind far enough. See, they're trying to keep up to date and keep everything relevant. They're trying to keep everything up to date as to going day by day and everything that happens week by week. You don't do that if it's a series. If it's a series, you stretch it out during the season and let it take place and let it happen. But they don't know what the hell they doing. You know, it's just ridiculous. This right here, Mr. Snacks. Mr. Snacks, Shedeur is being overly familiar with Mr. Berry. He is not his peer. This is a corporate protocol. Obviously, Shedeur is unaware. There is no corporate protocol when it comes to player and GM. Players go out with their owners and hang out and do all that crap. No. There is no protocol in that. I got plenty of football partners who hung out with their GMs, who hung out with their owners. No. Andrew Berry just don't want to be bothered. You see it in his body language. You see it in his face. You can't. See, that's the problem. People want to try to tell people how to act, how not to be themselves, how to be around other people. No, and that's the problem. Nobody wants him to be him. They want him to be some robot, and that's not it. You're never going to get that out of Shedeur. That's never gonna fly, man. That he is his fear. What the hell? What are we watching? Oh, that was damn ESPN commercial. All right, we got this. We finna pop this off. Let's remove this. Let's add this. That's the kickoff. Here we go. We got kickoff popping off. Dillon Gabriel is coming to the field. You know what I'm saying? Dillon Gabriel finna run the offense off the top. We finna see what it look like. Y'all ready? We finna see what it look like. I hope y'all got y'all screens up because I got mine up. Oh, we knew it was gonna be first play was gonna be a running play. The first 10 to 15, first 10 plays are probably scripted. They should be. But Mr. Processor is out there with that thing on his wrist. Oh, he got a whole play sheet. He ain't got no, he got a whole play sheet. But he's supposed to be the guy. You know, he's supposed to be that man, that boy, and know what he doing. Oh, got him. Sack. What we doing? You don't see that? Sack. We finna see. But he a little nervous. We got to give him a minute. We not rooting for Dillon Gabriel to fail. I want y'all to know that. But we just calling the plays how it is. We just watching the game and analyzing. And we ain't even comparing this week. Get out of there. Good pass. Good pass for the first down. Good pass for the first down. That's what I'm talking about. Good pass to Whitehart, across the middle, first down. He sat in the pocket. and let the rush go over top of him. And did his thing. Delivered a strike. That's a good pass right there. That's what we want to see. Run play. Who is that, Sampson? No, that ain't Sampson. That's 20. That ain't 22. DeAndre Carter need to give up that 2. See, that's who took Shedeur's 2. Gage Laverdane is playing. Keyshawn Johnson, Deontay Johnson, Caden. Yeah, we in here. We got the motion. Oh, get out of there, Dillon. Get out of there, Dillon. Run the ball, Dillon. Oh, yeah, because you're going to get crushed. Okay, he got out of there. He got out of there. That's what we talking about. We want to see it. We want to see him do a doggone thug thizzle. That's what we want to see. We want to see him doing this thug thing, you know. What we doing? First, 3rd and 5. Good pass. Good pass. First down. Let's go. Lady PC is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. That's a good pass. That's a good pass. Mr. Thrash with the catch. Let's go. Move the ball, Dillon. Let me see you get 6 on the board. Let me see you get 6 on the board. That's what we want to see. This is what we want to see. We want to see Dillon moving like this. Because then we get to say, Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett. Mr. Pickett. We gonna need you to get your articles together, sir. We gonna need for you to gather your things, because we're gonna make some changes, and you are not involved. Was that strong? Yeah. Pierre, come on, Pierre, run on. There you go, Pierre, running people over. No, this is not the Eagles' first team defense. No, Dillon ain't going up against the first team defense. They don't want him to do that because he gonna get hurt. But it is what it is. I was wondering if he was gonna dump that thing off because it was right there in your face. Here comes Laverdane. Laverdane coming on in. But see, you gotta be a big boy if you want to do that. Oh. It's rough out here. Where we at? 2nd and 3. What we doing? 2nd and 3. We trying to see what's up. What we doing? Oh, we got the reverse. We got the reverse. Second and 3 with the first down. Okay, you're moving the offense. That's all you need to do is move the offense, move the ball. That's what we want them to do, move the ball. But we in the red zone now. You got to put up 6. You got to put up 6. It's red zone action. You got to put up 6. That's what we need. I got you, Lady PC. We in the red zone. Cleveland got a timeout. We in the red zone. Dillon 4 for 4. You know, we doing his thing. But he still got to score. The objective is to put points on the board. 7 up, not 3 up. Got to put 7 of them up there. But he looking good so far. He moving the ball. As long as you keep the offense moving. You know, you got to be able to keep the offense moving. Got to be able to keep the ball moving. Got to be able to do your thizzle. You know, as long as you're doing your thing, we good to go. We gonna see what's happening. Yeah, they gonna run it in. They ain't gonna. Oh no, Dillon need to throw that thing in. We don't need him to run it in. We need him to throw that thing in. We want to see what you do in the red zone because all they've been saying in practice that you've been struggling. And I ain't got the commentary up, so I can't hear what they saying because I don't want it broadcast on the stream. You know. I don't want it broadcast on the stream. And then that would be a problem. What you say, KJ? Never throws down center, always throws to the side. Interesting. Yeah. We finna see, because we back live. Here we go. Here we go. First and goal from the 6. Defensive line shifts right. Center calls out the mic. And they got 2. Second and goal from the 4. No, Dillon is not playing with any starters. You know. No starters with Dillon. None of that. None of that activity is happening. You know, we gonna see what touchdown. Touchdown Browns. Shedeur with the celebration with the towel on his head. Mr. Marshall running the ball left, up the middle. Touchdown. They're playing the Dillon strength because Dillon cannot pass. He's not good at passing in the red zone. That's one of his biggest weaknesses. So they was able to run the ball and score. And they messed up on the extra point. They messed up on the extra point. Well, that's a good first drive for Dillon. He marched the team down there and got 6. That's all you need. He was 4 for 4 on that drive. And they got 6 points. They got a touchdown. That's what you want. Of course, they screwed the PAT up. But, you know, that's the special teams problem. That's not a quarterback problem. Stefanski going to have to do something about his special team. I knew I was missing a light. We got to turn my light on. I knew I was kind of dull in here. Oh, now you see all that shine. You see that shine. You know what I'm saying? That sheen. Oh, we going to do a video. I don't know if we're going to do it in the live or not. But them questions are starting to be asked about Shedeur and what the hell happened. You know, it's reporters and other people starting to ask them questions. They want to know what the hell going on. You know. So we gonna see. So we gonna see what turned out. What up, Robert? Robert Ralph Land is in the building. You know. They ain't calling better plays for Dillon. They call it how I need to be called. You know what I'm saying? You call it how I need to be called. Dillon is not comfortable in the pocket, is all I can tell you. Dillon is not that comfortable in that pocket. And he'll get there. He'll get there. It take a minute. It take a minute to get there. You know, it take a minute to get comfortable in a game. You know, so give them a minute and we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. That was a good first drive. You know, he ain't make no mistakes. He was able to move the ball. You know. He was able to do his thing. Eagles got the ball driving. You know, Let me get off the Call of Duty because that's serious right there. Get back into what I was doing. Now that the game back on, we can get back to what we were doing. I want to talk about this Spike Lee and this Denzel calling everybody out. Well, they working with Dillon. They trying to give him plays that work with his strengths, that where he can't fail, and that's the purpose. But the defense, you can't let a man just run an in on you like this. You just can't let a man get 12 yards and then just cut inside and first down. And you won't be able to stop the ball. Myles Garrett and Kevin Stefanski sitting up there talking. Eagles moving the ball again. You know, they got the run plays going. You know, this is what's gonna happen, people. You know, this is how it's gonna play out, and we gotta let it play out. You know, second and 8. Here we go. Dropping back. Oh, got the sack. Wait a minute. They ain't got this. Oh, ball batted in there. Oh, now that was a crazy play right there. That was crazy. Okay, Cleveland. They got a little pressure on the quarterback. And instead of going down, quarterback didn't want to. He tried to throw the ball away, and then he got batted. Then he got tipped. Then a Philadelphia player caught it. And then he got tackled. So all in all, they lost about 10 yards. They lost 12, 3rd and 22. Third and 22. There was a lot going on in that one play. 4th down. Philly should be about to punt. Dillon Gabriel. Dillon Gabriel is about to come back on the field with the offense, and we're going to see what they do. Okay, well, that was a good juke move. Gage Laverdane with the good juke. I thought he was finna get out of there for a minute. That last 3rd and 22 play, that was on the running back. He didn't turn his head when he should have turned his head coming out of the backfield. So when he got ready to throw it the first time, if he threw it, he'd have hit him in the back of the head. But we gonna see. We finna see what's popping out. ESPN got the commercial going on. And the NFL Network got the commercial going on TV. Okay, y'all in sync. We gonna see what the play calling gonna be, Ms. McGee. I don't know how different it's gonna be. I doubt if it gets to be any different because they gonna call what works for Dillon. That's why you don't see him under center unless he's handing the ball off. You know, when you see him under center, he's either handing the ball off or it's going to be play action and he's gonna roll out of the pocket. They're going to give him lanes where he can see. Other than that, he gonna be in shotgun. And that's when you know it's just a pass. You know, they ain't went 5 wide yet, like they did for Shedeur. We gonna see if that pop up. You know, they always keeping the back end for protection. We gonna see. We gonna see how they play this series. First play from scrimmage was a sack, and then, you know, he got better after that. I guess he was a little bit nervous. You know, 3 minutes and 13 left in the first. First and 10. On the 28-yard line. What we doing? Look like they running the local Cleveland broadcast. Oh, here we go with the play action. He got all day. Oh, you got smashed. There go the first smash. Who scored? Houston scored on the Panthers. Houston scored on the Panthers. 6-0 Houston. All right, here we go. Dillon in the shotgun. Look like they got 2 high safeties. Flag on the play. Illegal man downfield. Yeah, legal man downfield. That's what I thought. I saw it too. I don't know what he was doing down there. There wasn't no screen. Why was you out there? You know. Y'all make sure y'all check out the stream sponsor. You know what I'm saying? Live Audio. All that stuff is in the chat and in the video description. All their links, social media, and website links. What we doing? What we doing? Okay, you drill one in there. Dillon Gabriel show getting good protection in there, or that Philadelphia defensive line sucked because he got all day to throw. He got all day to throw. Boy, if Shedeur was in to stand in the pocket like that last week, ooh, it would have been ugly. Okay, Dillon moving the ball, but he ain't getting no pressures. But he completion. Me getting them completions out. But they keeping him in the shotgun. And keeping him in the shotgun. Mr. Thrash with the completion. What's Dillon completion rate? I need to see. Another completion. Oh, he got starters in there. That's Tillman. Dillon playing with starters. He ain't playing with second string. He playing with starters. They got starters in there with this. Dillon playing with starters. You got Thrash in there. You got Tillman in there. PJ Strong ran for a couple of yards. How come Shedeur didn't get no starter last week? You know what I'm saying? We needed some starters. He got PA Thrash in there, Tillman in there. Here we go. That's another completion. That's another completion. We got a commercial break. They moving the ball up the field. Got a whole bunch of starters in there. That's all I'm saying. But you can't get mad at him. He what is his completion percentage? Dillon Gabriel 8 for 9 for 73 yards. Eight for 9 for 73 yards. Thrash got 3 receptions for 24 yards. Loverdan got 1 reception for 16 yards. Well, Philly was predicted to win. Cleveland was predicted to win this game anyway. Well, they doing what they doing. They doing what they supposed to do. They supposed to put him in the best position to succeed. So they running safe plays that they know that he can get in and out of. You know, ain't nothing complicated. He completing the passes. That's what matters. So he doing his job. You can't do nothing but play the people that's on the field. You know, you can't do nothing but play against the defense that's on the field. They doing what they supposed to do. And he getting good results. Now they got Cleveland on, Youngstown, Columbus, Dayton, and Honolulu has joined the broadcast. Cleveland, Columbus, Ohio, Youngstown, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, and Honolulu has joined the broadcast. Those are the broadcasts that are not on the NFL Network. Oh, told y'all, there go that rollout. There go the pick. There go the pick six. There goes the pick six right there. And ladies and gentlemen, there's your biggest mistake. And there goes the pick six. He shouldn't have never threw that ball. Why did he throw that ball? Why did he throw that ball? I know you saw that man. Because I saw him an hour ago. And there is your pick six, ladies and gentlemen. He should have never threw that ball. I know you saw him trailing. He was just setting you up to throw it. They put the 6 on the board before the man even got to the end zone. The 6 was on the scoreboard. Damn, dog, y'all gonna let him get that first? He threw it late. He threw it behind him. Open the second quarter and pick a lead. Pick six down the right sideline. He shouldn't have never threw that ball. But you know why he threw it? Because he couldn't see him because he was behind that big ass lineman. He couldn't see him. That's why he threw it. He didn't see him. Watch the playback. He didn't see him because he was behind that lineman. That was one. That's one you get back. No, he should have threw it toward the sideline. He tried to put it on him, but where he was trying to put it on him at, he was already going to be gone from that spot. He should have threw it in front of him and toward the sideline where only his man could catch it. But he didn't. And then he threw it behind him. He was throwing to a spot instead of throwing to the sideline. That ball should have been away and to the sideline. That way, if his receiver don't catch it, don't nobody catch it. It go out of bounds. But that's a mistake we make. It goes with the learning process. You know, the computer just messed up. He been doing what they said Shedeur was doing in college, dinking and dunking his way down the damn field. But it worked. It got him 6. You know, he's still what? 8 for 10 with 73 yards and a pick 6. Picky 60. You know. Now here we go. Back on offense. Now the question is, what do you do after this? How do you recover? What are you going to do? The question is now, what are you going to do? Is the moment too big? Or are you going to stand up and do what you're supposed to do? I want to hear what they're saying. I can't even. I know y'all heard that. Well, he was 4 for 4 for 29 yards on his first drive, 4 for 6 for 44 yards on his second drive. And this a running play right here. Oh no, it's a play action. And he too doggone short. He couldn't throw the screen because he had to throw it over the lineman and threw it too tall for the running back. He too short, man. Now, if he was Joe Burrow-esque, he would have threw that thing side on and went around instead of on top. Okay, Mr. P.S. Strong. P.S. Strong just went for about 8-9 on the ground. Come on, run it back. He looking at his play sheet. He getting the play. He calling the play. Did Shedeur have a wristband on last week? Yeah, he did. Who just scored? Look like Miami just scored on Detroit. Tight end in motion to the left side. He throwing in the flat. That was a good pass. I didn't think he was going to get it off. That's Jamar Thrash again. But then, again, he wasn't but 4 yards off the line of scrimmage. He ain't throwing no passes downfield. But they moving the ball. And that's all that matters. But once they figure out he can't see and he ain't going to be able to throw the ball downfield, they going to go get it. They ain't sending no pressure. It's just a regular 4-man rush. You know, ain't no exotics. Ain't nobody switching. Ain't nobody shifting. You know. Let me see what Twitter's saying. Oh, Twitter all over that pick six. They all over that pick six. Here they come. Quick screen. Who is that? Thrash again. He throwing all starters. Quick screen. Get it out. Offsides on the defense. Repeat second down. Once the defense figure it out, they're going to eat Dillon up. And I think they might have been to figured it out, that he can't see over the line. Got 2 tight ends. See, them the throws you got to make. Them the throws you got to make. That was the Gage Laverdan. He threw it too late. He was open. He just threw it too late. He didn't throw him open. He waited for him to get open, but once he got open, the defender caught up with him. You got to throw that. Here he come. Oh, that's a run play. That was a good draw. Good call, Kevin Stefanski. Mr. Marshall. Good call. Yeah, because they coming now. And Kevin know they coming. So that's a good way to keep them honest. But they showed coming. They done figured him out. That's a good way to keep the defense honest, because now they done start blitzing. They know he cannot see. And they know he gets confused once the pressure get in his face. So now they sending him. Dump off in the flat. He taking what the defense giving. You know what I'm saying? He ain't pushing too much. What was the final score of the Browns Eagles preseason game in 2023? Probably 13-13, because both of them suck. That beat so cold right there. All right, here we go. 2nd and 4. See them? They sending them. They sending them every down now. They are going to send a linebacker or a corner every down. You should have a man open. If you can't find your hot route, Dillon Gabriel got a lot of starters in that game. Here they come, watching blindside. Got him. I saw that. I saw that. I saw that, boy. I saw that coming. I told you they sending them every play. He just got beat. He just got beat. Go up under. He just got beat. That was just speed. That was just speed. Oh, Lord, they trying to field goal. This might not turn out well. This might not turn out well, Lord. Oh, he made it. He made it. Because they ain't been doing pretty good on them field goals. Dillon is 10 of 14 for 97 yards and 1 pick six. That's all I'm saying. Ten of 14 for 97 yards and 1 pick six. You got the pick six up in there. That's all I'm saying. And thanks to our sponsor, Live Audio. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to our sponsor, Live Audio, for stepping up and being a big boy. So if you need you some new headphones, those headphones are very, very nice. They are created for active people, for people that play sports and run track and like to run miles and miles and miles. Hell, I played pickleball with mine on the other day and they didn't fall off my head. So, you know. Go by the Live Audio site and grab you a pair of damn good headphones. All the information is in the description. So when y'all feel like it, you know, go by there and grab yourself a pair or three. You figure deal me? But we are, let's see, what are we? 10 of 14 for 97 yards. That drive was 10 plays, 49 yards, took 5 minutes, 31 seconds. Dustin Hopkins with a 46-yard field goal. Yeah, a lot of 7. PJ Strong is 7 carries for 28 yards. Jamari Thrash is 4 receptions for 43 yards. And the Eagles have the ball. And the Browns special team just smushed that man to sleep. Is all I'm saying. The Eagles are not playing their first team defense. Tillman and Thrash are not 2 and 3 receivers. Tillman and Thrash are the 1 and 2 receiver. Are the 2 and the 3 is Judy, Tillman, and Thrash 1, 2, and 3. I see that's what you're saying. Overall player ratings. Yeah, Shedeur didn't have them last week, but it don't matter. Like I've always told y'all, Shedeur does more with less. Jerry Jeudy didn't even dress today. I guess they know Cedric Tillman and Jamari Thrash need that work. You know, they need that work. And they getting that work. Jerry Jeudy is on the sideline talking to Aditi, but you know, is that a Transformer hat he got on? Because if it is, I want that bucket hat. I can't see the insignia on that bucket hat Jerry Jeudy got on. If it's a Transformer hat, Autobots, I need that hat. Ooh, that running back sucked. You supposed to kept going. What'd you slow down for? Hit the hole, scary boy. You got to hit the hole, dog. Stop moving your feet. You ain't got no momentum. You ain't got no burst like that. What he thought this was? He ain't got that quickness. He ain't got that pep in his step like that. He can't do the doggone thing. Here we go. 39. Throw the ball, boy. Oh, well, there goes another sack. Time to punt. The second string defense came to play, boy. They ain't. Philly better tighten up. They did say that Cleveland was winning in practices, so I guess so. Time for Dillon Gabriel to come back out. 6 minutes left on the clock. Philly finna punt, probably from their own 20. Let's see. Gay Laverdan receives it at the 27, cuts back. Go forward, boys. Pass the 30 to the 32. Cleveland ball. 1st and 10. Dillon Gabriel coming back into the game on their own 32-yard line. Here we go. Commercial break. Commercial break. What are we going to do this time? Them last 2 drives ain't looking too good for Dillon now. A lot of rookie mistakes in those last 2 drives. I'm going to need him to keep his head on the swivel. But his biggest problem is he stare down receivers. Just like I said about Cam Ward in Tennessee. Cam is Brett Favre with speed and agility and athleticism. But Cam Ward is a gunslinger. He throws the ball all over the place. And Tennessee is going to have to get used to that. They're going to have to get used to interceptions. They're going to have to get used to a quarterback that runs around and throws the ball across his body a lot. That pass that you shouldn't make, Cam Ward is going to throw it every time. So, just like I said about these people complaining about Shedeur, how he runs around with the ball in one hand, that's just how he played. Y'all just going to have to get used to that. Michael Vick used to run around with the ball in one hand like that. My biggest thing was y'all complaining about that, but check the tape. How many fumbles did you see? None. Because that's not what he do. So just let him play. Quit trying to change him. Let him be comfortable doing what he do. Yeah, you're going to get a sack every now and then. Yeah, he going to run back out of the pocket and lose some yards every now and then. That's going to happen. That come with the territory. But the upside is the man can stand in the pocket and throw the football. Let him throw the football. You know what I'm saying? 18-18 was the final of the 23 preseason game. Lady C, you know if he's even half plays in this game, they're going to hype him up. Yeah. Thunder! Turnover on downs. And that was a fumble. Philadelphia Eagles recovered the ball in field goal range. See, you can't do that. That's a bad handoff. That's a bad handoff because he was nervous coming out from under center. He didn't take 2 big steps back. He took 2 tiny steps back and didn't look to see where the doggone running back was. He just stuck the ball out there. That was on Dillon. That wasn't on the running back. That's on Dillon. That ain't on the running back. If it was on the running back, then we have to slap the running back. That's on Dillon. He's short on that ball, and he didn't get to the running back. What we got? Are they challenging if the oh yeah. Okay, they called it a fumble. Philadelphia ball. Kyle McCord is in. Here we go. Philadelphia ball on the Cleveland 31-yard line. 1st and 10. Here we go. That was a good run for about 7 yards. We got a flag on the play. Offsides on the defense. We're going to take that and replay 1st down. Even though we got 7-8 yards on that run game, we want the down back and the yards. No, the pressure's on Dillon now. He had too many mistakes. He's starting to look uncomfortable. He's starting to look fragile. Oh, that's a 1st down. You got to get that. Yeah, I'm finna say, you got to run and take that 1st down. Put your head down and run the football, man. Yeah, Dillon's starting to look uncomfortable. He's starting to look like the moment too big for him because he's trying to make up for the mistakes he made. He already got 2 turnovers. One of them a pick 6. One of them is fumbled right outside of the red zone. And now it's 1st and 10 on the 20. Philly got the ball in the red zone. 2nd and about 6. Oh, G. Bush is going to go bananas. Y'all just wait. We might tune in to their show soon as it's over with because they going to go live. And we just going to sit here and analyze because G. Bush is going to go nuts. Soon as this is done. 2nd and 6. Oh, that's a 1st down. You got to run that. You running scared. Quit trying to juke people. See, this is why I miss people like Emmitt Smith and Earl Campbell. If that was Derrick Henry, he'd have ran that man straight over. Saquon, he'd have did the same thing. These men out here trying to juke when you should be going forward. Get the yard. Stop trying to be pretty. Stop trying to avoid a hit and give a hit. Stop trying to take a lick and give one. They tried to tush push. That shit didn't work. They tried to tushy pushy, and I don't think that worked. That is not your starting quarterback and your starting center. You know what I'm saying? They ain't adjusted and put that fumble up there for Dillon Gabriel yet. No, I ain't put that fumble up there. Put that fumble up there. Oh, they gave him the first down. Ooh, that's a false start. That guard pulled, and he was up way before anybody. Milwaukee Jeff, what up to you, man? Dillon Gabriel had UPS drivers written all over. Milwaukee Jeff is crazy. Is that Philly third string? That's their second string, third string quarterback, yeah. And probably their third string offense, period. Good pass. Caught them right in that zone. Robert, with not too many quarterbacks can run the tush push. Nah, you need Jalen to run that, dog. You need Jalen in the starting center. That's who makes that work. They make that work because everybody ain't but one job for the center to do, and it's cut the legs off of that doggone nose guard. And if he don't have a nose guard on top of him, it's to kill that right guard that's next to him, so his running backs can push him through the middle. That's how that works. The center's guard is to get up under that nose tackle. Jalen get on his back, and the running backs push while the center is pushing the nose tackle. And with 4 people pushing one, they're going to win that battle every time. That's why they tried to make it illegal. That's why they tried to stop the tush push, because it's damn near impossible to stop, dog. That play is, and that's the man who the best to run it, Mr. Kelsey himself. That tush push is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Y'all seen that country music dude that did the Shedeur, did the wrist up? What was his name? Morgan Whalen. I'm gonna come in the joint. Hold on. Let me see if I got it. Yeah, I got it. Hold on. This right here. That's crazy, right? But y'all think Shedeur ain't that boy. Shedeur is that boy. That's all I'm saying. When it didn't touch down in country music, it's a rap, dog. It's a rap. When it didn't touch down in the country music, it is what it is. You know. That beat is solid. But we gotta give y'all something else. We gotta let y'all rock. I wonder what Mayor K gonna say now. Little boy Dillon supercomputer gonna need to be reprogrammed. Y'all need to stop, man. Y'all ain't right. Here we go. Oh, Philadelphia ball, 3rd and goal. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. False start looks to be against Philly. They're going to back them up. They're going to back them up. Are they going to get the ball back is the question. I want to see them run this 2-minute drill. I want to see this 2-minute drill. Oh, got him, touchdown. Oh, that was a touchdown. He caught him wide open coming across the middle. I don't know what the safety was doing. We got a flag on the play. Offside on defense, probably. Personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense. That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. Touchdown. Who called that play? There is no safety in the middle. Jabril White, North Carolina in the building. Wadesboro. What up, Big Snacks? What up, dog? We in here. We want to see what this 2-minute run do. Oh no, I don't know who told y'all to do that. Who told y'all to try to run the ball for a 2-point conversion? You know you ain't been able to do that on that defense like that. Why would you do that? All right. Dillon Gabriel coming back. We got a 2-minute drill situation. Let's see what it do. And then we're going to go into halftime and talk about some things. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We are definitely going to talk about it. Money Man is alive. I don't know why. And then we gonna that beat cold, dog. Yeah, we finna go on this 2-minute drill and we finna see what Dillon got. This way your time to stand up right here. This is where the big boys play at. Got 1:57 on the clock. Philly up 13-9. You got 2 minutes to get that ball down there to get us 3 points or 6 points. You know. We want to see what it is. We want to see what it is. What y'all think gonna happen? Somebody tell me what's gonna happen. Somebody tell me what's going to happen, because here we go. Run the clock out. Yeah, with that right there to Amari Thrash, producers say if he throws a pick, well, bat it down. Kane got a 3 and out. We gonna see what we gonna do. Pick 6, number 2, INT. Y'all. Here we go. Pat the ball across the middle. Good throw, Dillon. Ooh, he got smashed, man. Run the ball. We gonna see what they do. Browns will not score again before the half. Hopefully they take Dillon out after the half or keep letting them lose the game. We got a man down. Conservative. He sure be having a lot of time to throw. Okay, we got that Jet 2 holiday special coming. LeBron, stupid. We got a timeout on the field. We got a man down. Dillon Gabriel is 11 for 15 with 126 yards with an interception and a fumble. No touchdowns scored. That is a Philadelphia Eagle player that's hurt. Well, Shedeur went 14 for 23 with 138. Dillon Gabriel was 11 for 15 with 126. Shedeur had 2 touchdown passes, and he had 2 short fields when he scored. Good pickup on that blitz. Bad pass, Dillon. That was almost a pick. It ain't his yardage that we care. It's his gameplay. What he look like. Do he look like he belong out there? And with this blitz coming, see, right there, Shedeur would have made something out there play because that's what he do. Well, we got holding or what? We got something. It got to be a holding. We got a holding. Pat on the offense? Oh my God. They call pass interference on the offense. Jamari Thrash with a pass interference. 2nd and 20, people. 53 seconds on the clock. We're on the 47, 48. On the Eagles, 48. Hospital ball. Hospital ball. That's a hospital ball. Get him. Dillon throwing hospital balls, dog. Dillon throwing hospital balls. There's going to be a whole lot of people so in the morning. Timeout. Kevin Stefanski. 2 seconds on the clock. 4th and 3. And he still ain't tried to throw the ball down the field yet. No, we kicking field goals. Ain't no calling no empties. Ain't but 2 seconds on the clock. Black people politics say, what's a hospital ball? Listen here, pretty lady. A hospital ball is when you throw the ball to your receiver and put him in a predicament where he can get his head took off and more than likely end up in the hospital. Hospital ball. And Dillon Gabriel just threw about 3-4. Woo. Packers getting killed. I'm waiting on Will Shepard to get in. Me too. I got it running on my other screen over here. If y'all don't know, I got like 3 screens up. If y'all went to my Instagram, y'all have seen what I posted before I started the stream. Because we was finna get hype up in this joint. And the field goal is good. 12-13 going in the halftime. No, they weren't in the red zone. But Dillon Gabriel gonna get somebody killed. We got to see what the internet's saying. He ain't trending yet. Or is he? No, he ain't trending yet. He is not trending in sports. So I'm trying to see. If not, we'll just go to my Shedeur Sanders feed and see what the internet has to say. But Dillon Gabriel is not looking good right now. He's looking like the moment is too much. Now, the first couple of drives, he was looking good. He was looking comfortable. But after that, it wasn't looking that good. After that second sack, that big one, it wasn't looking good. You know what I'm saying? Looking kind of iffy. But Dillon out here throwing these hospital balls. He gonna get somebody hurt. But all his passes are not down the field. They are 10, 15 yards at most. You know. But right now, he 13-18 for 143 yards with a pick and a fumble. You know. Now, let's see what happens in the second half. But we'll see what happens. Because right now, it's just... Man, Brian said his supercomputer got hacked by the Russians. Y'all need to stop, dog. Y'all need to stop. AMD, no TDs. We ain't got no super chats to play with, so we good. Sammy stuff DG was doing in same stuff DG was doing in practice. Didn't even true tackle. Didn't even try to tackle. They will let him play until he throws a touchdown. Yeah, they gonna let him play. Gabriel needs to update it from Windows 95. Y'all need to stop, dog. His processing is on the fridge. Y'all been go ahead. They didn't send DG out there to say they gonna send him out in the second half, dog. Right on to the touchdown. They blaming the pick on the receiver 86 with the alligator on. How? When he threw the ball behind him. Shedeur had 2 by now, I believe. Alligator. See, we not even playing with alligator Alcatraz, dog. He can't compute. Look, man. Mary Kay said Dillon was ahead. We not listening to Mary Kay, dog. We not listening to Mary Kay. Mary Kay is about that Dillon Gabriel life. Now see, we knew this was coming. Now what y'all they already starting with it that Dillon Gabriel got more passing yards than Shedeur. Shedeur also had a touchdown at halftime, 2 up. Passing touchdowns and no interceptions in the entire game. This man threw a pick 6 and got a fumble in the first half. Oh my God. Dillon Gabriel just don't look comfortable. He really don't. We finna see who live. Let me see if G. Bush them live anywhere. Quincy Carrier is live. Life in Football is live. I Smoke Hip Hop is live. I ain't about to study Jericho. Money Man is live. What She Said Sports is live. None of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show is live. And I'm gonna do a video on what was that? Let's see what Quincy Carrier talking about. Let's see what Quincy Carrier talking about. And then let's see what Quincy Carrier talking about. But he got his stream up. And Quincy Carrier is deep into the Browns. Let's see what Quincy Carrier talking about.
Actually, I do know what to do with that. Not play him. Right.
I'm gonna go use the bathroom. Y'all listen to Quincy for a minute.
He's a pretty solid special teams guy, but it's been a horrific camp for him. Maybe he's injured or something. I don't know if we give up on him entirely, but man, it's bad. And I like that Mr. Schmidt made that kick. 50-yard field goal. That was nice. That was nice. So overall, I would say, up and down in this preseason game, right? Right now, you have the third team defense in, so I'm not really tripping on anything that happens on that side of the ball anymore. I think Dillon gave you some up and down moments, but definitely showed off the arm strength there in a way that, I don't think a lot of people thought was there, including myself. And I think he's been a lot better from the pocket, less reliant on rolling out than I anticipated. Now, can he do that in the regular season against starters? That's a huge question mark. I don't know. But I didn't think it would look this encouraging watching him today. So, it was encouraging to see that, from him. So, yeah, I would say I'm pretty happy so far with what you've seen. And, this is another outing where I feel pretty good about the team leaving it, given everything we heard about what they were doing in joint practice. Y'all still arguing Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders in the goddamn chat? We doing all this arguing. Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders. And Joe Flacco going to start. Looks like cutting Hewlett might actually be a problem. I mean, he can't just cut somebody because they have one fuck up in the preseason game. You know what I mean? So let's get the guy more of a chance than that. How do you guys feel? You guys feel good about what you've seen so far? I'm pretty encouraged. Like I find it hard to think because I'm thinking in my mind, if Shedeur went out there looked like that, I'd be pretty encouraged. Like if he did the exact same stuff that Dillon Gabriel did, I'd be pretty encouraged with Shedeur. The bar's a little bit higher for Dillon, so I'm not as encouraged as I would have been for that, but I'm no longer completely cynical about
you
Dillon
know
Gabriel.
He's going ham.
Just let it. And like my advice to Shedeur fans, just let things happen, right? A lot of y'all are very religious and talk about let God's plan play out. Well, then listen to what y'all be talking about. Let it play out. It'll sort itself out. Dillon's going to get some time. Shedeur's going to get some time. If Shedeur is meant to be a starter in the NFL, like the good book says, it'll happen. So what we tripping about, right? What we really tripping about? It'll happen if it's supposed to. Still hoping we bring in Rodrigo Blankenship. You love that man, Anthony. I think that's the second time you've brought him up to me in chat. That's the glasses guy, right? He was in the UFL, I think, this year.
Barbara, that is Quincy Carrier. He covers the Cleveland Browns a lot.
But seriously, though, as much as people talk about all of the religious stuff around him, just let it play out. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Seriously. It's going to happen. He's going to play. Goggles was the top UFL kicker. I know. I'm aware. He kicked in the dome, though, right? He was with...
The man said Dillon Gabriel was a need time as a Walmart greeter. All right, we getting out of Quincy Carrier because Quincy Carrier he looks at things from a more objective purview, and he tries to look at things more from the Browns' perspective, more than a person that's just observing the game. But, you know, it is what it is. Everybody got their opinion, and we let Quincy have his because, you know, it's Quincy. Quincy make it do what he do. You know, everybody is not let's go through. Let's look at Shedeur's my Twitter, the Twitter feed that I have up on Shedeur. I keep this Twitter feed up when I want to know what's going on. So the Twitter feed is looking crazy. And Pro Football Insiders got him two turnovers aside, one of which was not his fault. Oh, that fumble was his fault. Dillon Gabriel looked decisive and accurate in the first half of his preseason debut. A little skittish in the pocket, but he did enough good things to keep up with Shedeur. Hot start last week. So, let's see who else got something to say. This dude works for the NFL Network. And Mike Garofalo said Dillon Gabriel finished the first half 13 of 18, 143 yards, bounced back from sacks and a pick six below. Solid showing for the Browns rookie, especially with limited work coming off a hamstring injury. Both Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders off to good starts. And Matt Ski said, what about 2 turnovers? 1 pick six, no touchdowns to you is a good start. Oh, they finna get him. And you got people saying better than Sanders. He played better than Shedeur if you actually watch. And in a Sanders fan, pick six wasn't on him. The pick six, who was the pick six on? I'm just saying, the pick six, Evan Vance, man of God, Georgia State University alum. He says, I disagree with those who are Shedeur Sanders fans who are wishing ill will, malice, and misfortune on Dillon Gabriel. They really low tier vibrations, man. Ain't nobody saying that. Y'all need to get off Monica McNutt. Dillon Gabriel is still not trending, so he is not being talked about. A man say Dillon Gabriel get happy feet when his first read isn't open. That's a problem. He also doesn't look comfortable at all outside the pocket. Sanders definitely has a chance to lock up his spot next week because I think he's ahead after today. Nova. No, we're not talking about that. Trying to force this QB on Cleveland is funny to me as a Ravens fan. Anyone with eyes can see that Sanders should be the QB. They're going to mess around and make Shedeur not want to re-sign with it when the time comes if they keep this up. Not to be that guy, but to be that guy. Shedeur Sanders threw 2 touchdowns before halftime against Carolina. Dillon Gabriel hasn't thrown any besides a pick six. This is true. But, you know, we ain't tripping. We ain't tripping. We ain't tripping. You know, we trying to see. We about to get ready to come back from halftime. Dillon should get the third quarter. Huntley shouldn't come in. Dillon should get the third quarter. You know, Dillon should get the third quarter. You know. And then we should go from there. Milwaukee. Patricia McGee said Huntley is going in. No. DG is not him. There's some pretty ass ladies in the chat. Y'all don't know. Barbara Dewberry. He should, to be fair. Nope. Huntley is in at quarterback. That computer need a reboot. Need to see Pickett now. You're not going to see Pickett. Pickett ain't coming back. Can't compare Dillon to Shedeur. I need to see one more interception, then I change the channel. I don't need to see no more interception. Dillon Gabriel just didn't look comfortable out there on the field amongst them Giants. He did not look like he had control of the offense. He did not look comfortable. He did not look. That dog at Tyler Huntley is in the game. He did not look like a man on a mission. Now, let's see if D. Bushnell is going live, is what I want to know. Because Dillon Gabriel, Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show is in the building. G. Bush is in here. We is going. We is going.
And guys aren't in his face, he can put the ball on the money. So I thought he started off very well. Then you start to see what some of the limitations are. And I won't just go towards what he did, but I'll go to it in terms of the way the team looked. You know what a quarterback is, right? And you figure it out with what the team does. In this game, and when the first game Shedeur Sanders played, 3 touchdown drives, right? The goal is, get 7. Dillon Gabriel didn't leave one of those touchdown drives. However, I came away from the first half feeling like this, and all too often we do this with the Cleveland Browns. Defense dominant. Feels like you had more opportunities than you should. It feels like the Cleveland Browns completely outplayed the Philadelphia Eagles in the first half, but then you come away and be like, how are we losing? And it's the turnovers, the pick six. Philadelphia did nothing to earn that touchdown. They just got the touchdown. You dominated time of possession. You moved the ball up and down the field. That pick six gives them that momentum, and they're up. Now you're fighting from behind. Now you're trying to dig out of a hole. A couple plays on a screen pass. He kind of missed on that one. And then you have the fumble snap. And I'll go back and look. I think that's on Dillon Gabriel. And so that's 2 turnovers now. So now you put yourself in a position where you feel like you should be up by a lot going into halftime, and you're down. So to me, I thought Shedeur Sanders' execution was better. I thought the team flow was better. I thought that he didn't end up with any turnovers. I thought in general there were some bright signs, but the 2 big ones that Kevin Stefanski is going to point out is the 2 turnovers in the first half, which really hurts you a lot. I'm on the target with Earl. I would give it a C-. He has some good things in there, but the turnovers and especially the pick six and the fumble football on the turf, it didn't help out.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty good until the interception. And then after that, it was hard to evaluate. He made some nice throws. He made some bad reads. The screen pass, G. one of the things when you're a shorter quarterback is on those screens, you have to put enough arc on it to get it over the defensive line and to your running back. And although we assume because it's like a 3-yard pass behind the line of scrimmage, it's an easy pass to make, it's actually sometimes difficult to actually get the mechanics. So the ball lands with your receiver running into space, and he airmailed it. And I think it's tougher for shorter quarterbacks to do that. My big takeaway from Dillon Gabriel, you guys hit on it. He has a C. He was fine. He was average. It wasn't anything that blew me away, and it wasn't anything that was like, oh my God, this dude can't play. But was the play calling in the red zone. And I know they were down there twice. The first drive, they ended up scoring a touchdown. But I was really curious, Earl, you had pointed out to me earlier in training camp that you guys spoke with, you and Spencer on the radio spoke with a Oregon reporter who said, the red zone's where he struggles. That makes sense. Shorter quarterback, get him move the pocket. The windows are tighter. I wanted to see Stefanski let Dillon Gabriel kind of open it up a little bit in the red zone to see how he would handle those situations. And instead they ran the ball and they scored. So it worked. Like, obviously you got the result you wanted. I just personally wanted to see how Gabriel would have handled that situation. We saw Shedeur get a couple red zone passing attempts last week, and he executed on both of them. I wanted to see what Gabriel could do in that circumstance, and I thought it was at least noteworthy. Maybe it doesn't mean anything long-term, but to me it was at least noteworthy that it was a really different offensive play calling philosophy when those two different quarterbacks got into the red zone. It's one preseason game. I'm not making too big of a deal of it, good or bad, just like I didn't want to make too big of a deal of Shedeur last week, who was good. I thought Dillon showed some things. I thought he left a lot on the board. And the unfortunate thing for Dillon is that no matter what he did today, it was going to be compared to Shedeur Sanders. And no matter what he does for basically the entirety of his Browns career, as long as him and Shedeur are on the same team, they are going to be compared directly head-to-head to each other, against each other. And right now, if we're evaluating the 1.5 halves that Shedeur played versus the 1 half that Dillon played, the early scoreboard certainly looks point for Shedeur and none for Dillon.
Are you guys surprised that Stefanski didn't have him come out and at least in the third quarter to try to end that on a high note or get him back some mojo a little bit?
I mean, he led that 2-minute drill and they got the field goal. I think if he was healthy, if he'd have no hamstring injury, I think he's playing right now. But
that's a fair point. I really didn't account for that, but that's a fair point. But because I was gonna say, I would have had him come out and at least start the second half. But to me, I really wasn't impressed. What I did find out is this narrative that he put to bed the narrative to me that a certain reporter said that he didn't look like an NFL quarterback. He don't look like a starting quarterback for damn sure. And he could play in this league, but there was a lot that showed up in this game that quite honestly to me has been showing up in training camp. And we always talk about what would transfer over into a live game. And that could be good or bad, right? The red zone struggles were there in certain red zone drills during training camp. Matter of fact, I think you and Spencer Mike was standing there when he threw the interception to Cam Mitchell during training camp and a red zone drill. Okay. I've seen passes get batted down at the line of scrimmage during training camp. I've seen Dillon Gabriel make some amazing throws and have some wild moments, but it's followed up with a lot of inconsistencies. All that took place during training camp. And you've seen the same things here today in the game. I thought he started off this game very, very strong. We all pointed out how solid he was on third down. But even the very first third down completion, I think that was like 3rd and 10 that he threw to Whitehart. His feet was happy. Like it was a great throw, but like even Joe Thomas says, you kind of need more calm feet when you're in the pocket in those situations. As he caught rhythm and got into rhythm in that opening drive where he led the touchdown, you can see that he has a nice feel for the game and he knows what he's doing. But you can also see those deficiencies show up at the same time. And like we all just alluded to, like the moment he threw that interception, and we always talk about quarterbacks, the makeup of a quarterback. How are you going to react? How are you going to respond? And it just seemed like, it was a few good throws in there after, but the performance to me, it drastically shifted left, after he threw the pick. And I kind of felt like coming into this game, because he was a 3rd-round pick, and because he had gotten so many more reps than Shedeur Sanders and some reps with the ones, that you needed to perform to that level or better than Shedeur Sanders to kind of like, make people chill with whatever opinions that they had. And the fact that you didn't even perform to that level and the fact that you did turn the ball over twice one that resulted into the other team scoring points, that can't be ignored.
Yeah, I think one thing that we can and I want to just get this out is there's been a lot to be said about his processing power and things like that.
We're going to get into this after they get done.
It's a difference between understanding what's on the whiteboard and understanding where to go with the football. But it's a difference when you in that shotgun, when you out there and people is flying around. Decision making ain't just part of writing it up and knowing where to go with it. So the narrative that all of the situation is, oh, well, he's light years ahead and he played in these systems. Listen, Dillon Gabriel has some deficiencies. And I always say, when you put pressure on people and when you get out there in the real game and the things is moving and flying, you got to be able to make a decision. At that point, Joe Thomas is correct. He said, some people say the tight end got rerouted. They made a play. Live to fight another day. Live to fight another day. It was just throw it out of bounds. If he does that, you keep the momentum. You're already moving the football. You now have an opportunity to get more points on the board. Just throw it out of bounds. Yeah. He tried to make a play. It bit him a little bit, but I think we can stop with the super. Like I get it. Like I understand that's an asset that he has, but we don't have.
He's human.
We don't have to upsell that all the time. Like
there are people we all know, and I can speak from my childhood. Earl, G, I'm sure you've encountered people throughout your lives. I'm sure everyone in the chat knows somebody like this, who's incredibly smart, and they tested out the wazoo on the SATs, and then you hanging out with them, you're like, are you stupid? Why'd you just do that? Like, they're really book smart, they're not necessarily street smart. And just because you scored a 35 on your ACT doesn't mean that you actually understand how life works and have some of the requisite knowledge to get through life on a day-to-day basis. I'm not saying that is the case with Dillon Gabriel, but just because he can understand a playbook in 7 different languages, apparently, doesn't mean that ends up translating to being a productive quarterback on the field. And I'm not writing him off by any means after one preseason game.
And I like him.
It was one half of one preseason game. So, like, I didn't think he looked great today. That doesn't mean next week if he plays, he couldn't, like, it's one half of one preseason game. But, yeah, you just wanted to see a little more.
All we have to go off of, though, is what we have to go off of. And we finally seen both rookies in live action. And so, no, nobody is writing anybody off. I tweeted out my projected opening day depth charts where I had Joe Flacco 1, Shedeur Sanders 2, and Dillon Gabriel 3. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I'm not going to sit up here and act like that. He needed to come out, in my opinion, and play better than Shedeur. That's just how I felt.
Yeah,
like that's just literally how I felt, because all camp he's received more reps, he's taken more first team reps, and this dude has, like I said, he's been presented to us as this guy that can take a lot on his plate in his supercomputer. And I'm not trying to like hate on Dillon. There were some good things there. He was efficient, right, in certain areas. But when the bad things happen, to me, they seem to stick out like a sore thumb. Like, you cannot throw pick sixes, okay? Like, I don't care what's up. And the one thing that all three of us know, and everybody that's a Cleveland Browns fan know about Kevin Stefanski, whether you like him or not, the one thing that really triggers his emotions and pisses him off is turnovers. That's the pass that you got to throw out of bounds. You got to live to see another play. If this was Shedeur Sanders in that same situation and he forces that ball, we can't act like that won't be a narrative that people will be talking about as to why he's 4th on the depth chart. So the fact that Dillon has been in these situations more and the same things are starting to show up, Mike, to your point. Yeah, you can speak NFL terminology in 7 different languages. That's cool. Pre-snap to snap, cool, supercomputer. But when that ball is snapped, what does it look like? And sometimes it just don't look all that damn great.
G, can I ask you a question? Sure. And I thought of this as Earl was talking. And I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just simply asking a question here. We all assume that Joe Flacco is going to be the week 1 starter, right? Like, when it's all said and done, Joe Flacco is most likely going to be the Browns' week 1 starter.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a chance that the Browns drafted Dillon Gabriel thinking this dude could be our backup quarterback for 10 years?
Yes.
And part of the reason he's getting more reps than Shedeur and he's gotten more opportunities than Shedeur isn't because it's a 4-man competition for the starting job. It's more to develop Gabriel into just essentially being a backup. Like, does that make sense?
Yes. No, it makes when I saw him, I've always said this. Dillon Gabriel was meant to be the backup quarterback for whoever they were drafting next year. They would let Pickett walk. They would play Joe Flacco, and they had a 3rd round pick that they liked, the playbook. And as a guy who can go in and think about it, when you accentuate and say a guy is smart, the reason they're saying that is because as a backup quarterback, you need to be able to learn the playbook, understand the playbook with no reps. You need to expert knowledge of what we're doing in the game plan without seeing any practice time. And that's a valuable asset to a guy that's coming off the bench and being a rookie. He's accurate. He has a stronger arm than I think a lot of people gave him credit for. And I think that he's always been a guy that is auditioning for that position, because the Browns would love, in terms of their analytics, to have a young backup quarterback under asset, just like a starting quarterback, that they have in place, and say, well, we gave Case Keenum at one point in time $8 million. What if we can find a quarterback in the 3rd round and we can pay him pennies on the dollar, and we get our other quarterback on a rookie deal? So all those things make sense. The problem, like you said earlier with Dillon Gabriel, is, and everybody has to come to the reckoning, Shedeur Sanders is not a regular 5th round pick.
No.
People just keep saying it, and the more you say
he might be the most unique 5th round pick of all time,
because he can actually play. It's the popularity thing ain't the thing. And watch that. I just did something on my blog. Go watch what Andrew Berry said. The Cleveland Browns saw something in Shedeur last week. They said, hold on. We might got something right here. Like, because I believe all along the plan was to make him earn it. We're gonna make it hard on you. You're gonna be throwing the trash cans, you're gonna be throwing the nobodies, but guess what? If you can get out here and do that with no reps, with no first teamers, and still come out here and ball like you did, that opens your head, that opens your mind, and says, oh, okay. Oh, we got to see it. That is why the Cleveland Browns said, we ain't gonna move you on this one. We're gonna let Dillon Gabriel play this week. I don't want Shedeur being on his back heels. Because if say Dillon Gabriel starts and then Shedeur plays in this game and he comes in and balls out, that looks crazy. The optics look ridiculous. It looked like he came in with the Batman cape. That's shutting down. They said, we're gonna wait till next week. Wait till next week. We'll give you another, because what they want to see is an opportunity to see you do it twice. And you know who's getting late early for?
Kenny Pickett. Real quick.
It's getting late.
Real quick.
It's getting super late because, like Earl said, Dillon Gabriel ain't super trash. Like, he did some things where I'm like, well, listen, I need to see Kenny. I'm not going to, he has to earn it. I'm not going to let you skate all preseason. What are you talking about?
Hey, G, I stand on what I told Jay on Set Monday now, more than anything, for real.
You want to say it again for anyone who missed it?
Yeah, I missed that. What you say? I'm reading the super chat now.
No, I was reading super chat too.
We did a bad job.
We'll do
you were supposed to read it, McNuggets. We was confused. We was like, is he gonna read that?
Listen, Ant's on the back.
No. In all seriousness, though. So, like, remember, like, we was on set and we was talking to Jay about, like, you know, the longer Kenny Pickett go without playing in this preseason, I find it hard to believe that he is going to be in the mix. Now, I do see a scenario like Tyvis pointed out that you can carry 4 quarterbacks, but it's going to be an injury destination, you know what I'm saying, associated with one of them, because outside of that, I can't see this dude being anywhere in the mix. I got two rookie quarterbacks that then showed me something on rookie deals, and I got my veteran in Joe Flacco. We could go ahead and stabilize this quarterback room real quick. But next week is a pivotal week in this whole situation. This upcoming week will be the first time that the Cleveland Browns actually approach this with a game planning for a single opponent. And what I hope happens is that both Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel play in this game, because now you'll have a situation to where they both started and played in the game without either playing. and now they both get an opportunity to play in the most important of the preseason games, the dress rehearsal.
Hey, I like that. See, now we say, okay, listen, Dillon, we're gonna see what you're gonna do. I want to see. Come on, Shedeur, you back next week? Okay, cool. Now we get to see the dress rehearsal. We get to see the adjustments. And Earl, I don't understand it. I throw the question out to you guys. Besides mobility and moving around, what is Kenny Pickett better than Flacco at?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I mean, to my knowledge,
Nothing.
What I've seen in Pittsburgh,
Nothing.
I have yet to see something.
Nothing. He ain't got nothing on Cool Joe. Everybody know that.
And he got better facial hair. His facial hair is more crispy too. It's
So
crazy.
next week, G, there's no joint practice before the preseason game against the Rams. They are not doing a joint practice. Sean McVay does not play guys in the preseason. So whether the Browns play their starters for a little bit or not, more likely than not, they're going to go up against the Rams second, third, fourth, whatever's, because McVay just doesn't play starters. That is his philosophy. It's won a Super Bowl, so who am I to argue? I don't think there's a right or a wrong way to do it. Some teams play their starters, some teams don't. McVay doesn't play these guys. Stafford hasn't even practiced in training camp, by the way. So
I heard.
He
got a
next week for the
issue.
Browns.
Right.
If I'm Stefanski, I do think I would like to see Joe Flacco do something in the preseason when there's no joint practice. I get not playing the first two games because he took the joint practice reps, but if there ain't joint practice reps to take, he's got to do something, maybe 2-3 series just to get some sort of game action. We have to see Kenny Pickett. I mean, we have to see Kenny Pickett because we know what Joe is. We've seen the other two. Kenny's got to do something to at least justify the roster spot. I don't think he's good. I've said it on record. I watched him plenty of times in Pittsburgh. Offensive coordinators be damned. I just didn't see it. But he has to do something to justify his spot. And in the second half, if I was Stefanski, I'd let Gabriel or Sanders, I don't care who goes first, play one quarter, and the other one plays the other quarter. And I could pass the ball basically 93% of the time and say, you know what?
Hands up.
Show me what you got.
Whenever Shedeur and, they're both dealing with injury. So I ain't even going to say that. But when practice resumes and Shedeur's able to practice, I think after seeing this, I think that Shedeur should be ahead of Dillon Gabriel on the depth chart. Now, will Kevin Stefanski make that decision? I don't know. And the only reason I'm bringing that up is because of what you just said. I want to see Joe go first. I think Shedeur should go second. Dillon should go third. I don't see a scenario either that Kenny Pickett should be on this roster without playing. Like, Kenny is not that good to earn a.
The depth chart is not going to move on paper. You will have to pay attention to the snaps and the rotation to understand where Stefanski's brain is at.
Traded for him. Yeah, he did, and that's cool. But you drafted the other two cats. You know what you got in Joe, and you didn't see something out of both of your rookies. Kenny Pickett ain't really in the cards. And people can sit up here and say, well, the Browns view him this way and that way. And I know people still want to hang on. He just going to come back and resume the position that he was at, like some people think. I call BS on that, man.
Hey, come on, man. Listen, and I say this. Why? And I'm with you, Earl. It is time for Shedeur Sanders. I told people after this game, and we're going to see, he need to be moved up the depth chart. Second of all, I need the even the spread on people talking about earning it. Because Kenny Pickett ain't earned nothing. He has not. Listen, we went into the season talking about earn it, humble, earn it. That sounds like a Kendrick Lamar song. Like, this is wild, bro. Like, we kept talking about that. I'm sorry, he hasn't been able to play. But I don't think you trying to talk us into putting him on the roster and trying to make it seem like he's so good. He in the tuck. I got him in the tuck.
Yeah, like since whoever had Kenny Pickett tucked away
in the tuck, like it's a Trump card. I already got this. I got the little Joker chilling. What you mean you got the little Joker chilling? Like, you can't just throw Kenny Pickett down and then you go take. No, you do understand that was a club. We've been cutting clubs since early in this round. Stop the nonsense. But trust me, Dillon had to go prove it. If he want to come back and get in that mix, you better tell him to get out there that third preseason game.
You better do something, bro. You gotta play, bro. You got to
see them all. All right, let's read some super chats here. We'll head out of here. First super chat comes from Jay Smooth. Right. Too many turnovers. 12.
All right. They finna read their super chats, and I don't have any, so we ain't gonna get into none of mine. But let's talk about this thing. I gotta get what I gotta get. Hold on. Before we y'all hold on a minute. Before we get into this, I gotta get some factual evidence to put on the screen so we can talk about it real quick. Y'all give me a minute. Y'all give me 1 second, and we gonna go to work. We gonna go to work. Y'all give me just a second. Let me grab this other video, and then we gonna put it on them. Hold on a minute. We putting it on them. All right. I need that one. I need that. Well, we finna talk about it. We finna get real because I'm gonna cut it later and make a video on it and post it. So we gonna talk about it. We is going to talk about it. Let me get Spike Lee up out of here. We finna talk about it. Let me add this. L-N-I-N-T. Image. Fundaruskis. We getting ready to go hard on. We ain't gonna go hard on it, but we gonna cut the video. We is gonna talk about it. We gotta get the tracker. You know, because y'all know the tracker out. The tracker is out. The tracker is out. Dillon had a what? 72.2% quarterback rating today. Yeah. All right. I think we can get busy. Y'all ready to get busy? Oh, where did people go? The people done dipped out. Don't be going nowhere. I told y'all we wasn't done. I got to get the stuff in here to cut the video. I got to get it in here to cut the video. I got to be able to cut the video, you know? I got to get the few things that I can get off the internet to cut the video. Stop hating. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to stop hating. I use StreamYard right now. I might go back to my other stuff, depending on what I want to do. Okay. Y'all ready to do this? Let's do this real quick. Oh, y'all is putting them up. Y'all is putting them up. All right. Let me get this in here. Let's get this in here. And I need this last video right here. All right. I'm gonna do something on that Dillon interview. I know he threw it. I ain't even watched it yet, but we gonna watch it later on. Get this ESPN off my screen. We ain't worried about that. The face still up. All right, y'all ready to get this thing started? Let's do the doggone thing. You know what I'm saying? Let's do the doggone thing. You figure deal me? So, y'all know how we do. Dillon Gabriel let's do it like this. You know, we shout out all the people. Thank y'all for watching, like, and subscribe while y'all here. But we gonna do the doggone thing. Y'all don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? And as always, shout out to our beautiful CU aunties that are in the building. You figure deal me. And as we proceed, as the Cleveland and the Philadelphia Eagles game now has gone into the second half, and Dillon Gabriel was pulled at halftime after going 13 of 18. So Dillon Gabriel on his debut versus the Philadelphia Eagles goes 13 for 18 for 143 yards with an interception and a fumble. While Shedeur Sanders on his debut goes 14 for 23 for 138 yards with 2 passing touchdowns, no interceptions, no fumbles. Meanwhile, the fans are in an uproar. The Twitter universe has seemingly lost its mind as Dillon Gabriel starts out this game doing pretty dang on good. He comes out, first play of the game was a sack. And we were like, okay. And then he settles down. He starts to calmly throw passes across the middle, throw passes through the side, but all the while he's moving the ball. These are not down the field passes. These are dink and dunk passes. These are short passes. These are 5 yards here, 7 yards there, 3 yards here, 4 yards here, passing in the backfield, passing to a receiver, cutting across the middle, running a quick slant, or just running a dig route across the middle. It wasn't the game plan that we saw for Shedeur. Mind you, Dillon Gabriel had starters. Dillon Gabriel had 2 starting wide receivers, a starting tight end, plus Gage Larvaday. Dillon Gabriel didn't play with the same backup players that Shedeur played with. There's a difference. Dillon Gabriel was moving the ball on his first 2 drives. He moved the ball very well down the field, went 4 of 6 in his first drive, went 4 of 4 in his second drive, and scored a touchdown off a run play. Mind you, in the red zone, Dillon Gabriel didn't throw the ball at all. Once they crossed the 20, it was all run plays. Dillon Gabriel's game plan was different from Shedeur's. Mind you, they are two different players, and Dillon Gabriel struggles in the red zone throwing the ball. We have said this many of times. This is not new information. So the Cleveland Browns go down, score. Muff the field goal. I don't even know what that was. That even wasn't a field goal attempt. That was just bad football. All of Dillon Gabriel's passes in the first 2 or 3 series seemed to be all scripted. They weren't too far down the field. They were across the middle passes. They were passes out to the flat. There was nothing up the field. Everything was short to intermediate, 5 to 7 yards, just move the ball, get a touchdown. We didn't see Dillon Gabriel operating. And then Dillon Gabriel got sacked. And after that sack, everything changed. After that sack, on that third drive, after they scored the touchdown, Dillon Gabriel got hit from the blind side. The defensive end beat the left tackle off a speed rush and pummeled Dillon Gabriel. And after that sack, Dillon Gabriel got happy feet. Dillon Gabriel was not comfortable in the pocket. He did not look good. He looked unnerved. He didn't look like he had command of the football team. He did not look like he wanted to do what he was supposed to be there doing. Dillon Gabriel was rattled. After that one hit, Dillon Gabriel seemed to forget what he was there for, because before that hit, Dillon Gabriel was smooth. There was no happy feet. There were no bad passes. There was nothing to complain about Dillon Gabriel's game before that sack, except for the dinking and dunking going down the field. He wasn't completing passes 10 to 15 yards down the field. All of them were 5 to 7 yards, but they were moving the ball. But after that sack, Dillon Gabriel's poise was gone. He wasn't able to look off his first read. He wasn't able to move in the pocket as comfortably. It looks like he was scared. He couldn't feel the rushes because he was getting pushed out the pocket. After then, all his passes were low. All the passes that he missed were low. He started throwing hospital balls. He was getting people hit across the middle of the field, not protecting his receivers, either throwing the ball down to their feet where they could slide and catch the ball and go down, or he was leading them too far out instead of throwing it on their back shoulder to where they could catch the ball, go down, or catch the ball and turn their back to the receiver. Dillon Gabriel was putting people in horrible positions after that sack. Now, what we'll do is look at that pick six, because that pick six is the same exact play that Shedeur Sanders scored his touchdown on last week. Bet y'all didn't know that. Y'all didn't know that. But here is, where's Dillon Gabriel's pick six? Here is Dillon Gabriel's pick six. Pause. Mind you, this is the same play Shedeur Sanders scored on. But you see this receiver, the play is done. This is a scramble play from the jump. Dillon Gabriel rolls out to his left. This ball should be thrown now. Do you see the receiver wide open by himself coming across the field? You see him. He's by himself. The ball should have been thrown right there, right here. Ball should be out. Receiver's by himself. The safety is still trying to come up and catch the receiver wide open. You got two options because the top receiver, number 16, up top, the safety is barreling down on him. You have a tight end under him. This is the same play that Shedeur scored on. And you know what he tried to do? Exactly what Shedeur did. Go to that middle receiver and blow it. Now you see the tight end, 86, is covered up. It's coming across. They're watching. They're looking directly in your eye. Right here, where he throws this ball. He does not see the safety trailing. I don't know how he doesn't see it. How do you not see it? Probably because he's covered up by that big-ass lineman in front of him. And when he throws that ball, he's gone. Because he's not throwing it to the tight end 86 in the front. He's throwing it to the 16, the receiver in the back, but he threw it behind him. He didn't throw it to the outside shoulder, to the sideline, where only the receiver can get it. That's just a bad pass by Dillon Gabriel. There was nothing. Dillon Gabriel was in max protect all night, and that was just a bad pass. Shedeur's touchdown. Same play. It's the exact same play. Hold on, let me get it to you from a different angle. It is the same play. And we will give it to you from the same angle that you get Dillon Gabriel's play. No, that is not it. Hold on. Get that out of there. Let's get Shedeur. I don't want every touchdown. Well, we can do every touchdown. Hold on. We can do every touchdown. We can do every touchdown. Because we just want the one. All right, here we go. This is the same play that Dillon threw his interception on. Same play. You seen 16? When 16 comes across the middle, he backs up right there. You see 16? These are the same players, same play, except Dillon has starters. Shedeur did. Look, right there. See, there's the window. Dillon waited. That's the same play. That is the exact same play. Dillon just threw a pick. Shedeur didn't. Shedeur threw a perfect ball. Dillon can't see the field. He's too small. He didn't see the safety trailing his receiver, and he didn't put the ball in the right place. If he throws that ball outside toward the sideline, it's either caught in bounds or the ball sails out of bounds. It's not a pick six. You can't blame that on the receiver. That's the quarterback's fault. The quarterback threw the ball behind the receiver. And that's bad football. Dillon was 13 for 18, 143 yards with a 72.2 passer rating. Last week, Shedeur was 14 for 23 for 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 106 passer rating. The question is, no, Shedeur will not move up on the depth chart. I know y'all keep asking that. And I know y'all keep wanting to see that. But it won't happen. Not on paper. What you need to do is watch where the reps are issued out. Where the reps are being issued out will tell you exactly what's going on in this quarterback battle. Just like Monday, after Shedeur's game on Friday, he came out, he got more reps than everybody. He went in front of Dillon Gabriel in the reps. But we all know that Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry love Dillon Gabriel. This is their man, 100 grand. There's no doubt about it. Like I showed y'all earlier when Andrew Berry was talking to Shedeur. I showed you that look on his face. That means something. That look on his face. And just like that, Lawrence, RBE, what are your thoughts on Andrew Berry? Does he have 12's back or not? Be honest, I doubt it. With that interaction that him and Andrew Berry had on the sideline, and Shedeur was trying to get a smile or something relative to a smile or a small joke out of Andrew Berry didn't want to have nothing to do with Shedeur.
It feels more real now.
I will show you exactly what I'm talking about.
Back in my groove. That's really pretty much it.
I will show you exactly what I'm talking about. This interaction right here.
In the next preseason game. All right.
You were the real.
You saw right here. You see that smile on Andrew Berry's face. You see this smile on Andrew Berry's face before Shedeur starts talking. You see this smile.
You were the real player now. I'm going to bring that sauce to you.
I know you will. I know you will. Really good job. That's a great start.
That right there. That face right there. As Shedeur gets ready to walk away and he's trying to push him away. His head leans far back to the right. And we all know what that means when you make this face and you roll your eyes. He doesn't want to be bothered with that man. He's telling him to go away. I don't want to be bothered with you right now. You getting on my nerve. Dude, stop. But this is your quarterback who just had a very good game, threw for two touchdowns, and the world is talking about him and your football organization, and you don't want to be bothered with it. Y'all think I'm lying? I'm gonna let it play out by itself, and I want y'all to understand what it is. Watch Andrew Berry's face when it first starts, and watch him as Shedeur walks away.
All right.
You were the real player now. I'm going to bring that sauce to you.
I know you will. I know you will. Really good job. That's a great start.
It feels more real.
You tell me. He doesn't want to be bothered with Shedeur. I don't know what their problem was or what their problem is. Just like this show that they created. They started creating this show. They didn't start at rookie minicamp, but we know they had footage during rookie minicamp, so they used it and they sped it all up. But while they were gone on break before training camp started, somebody got in somebody's head and said, hey, with all this publicity that Shedeur is giving us, we should use it. Let's make a show. Let's turn it into something that could make us some money and get us some more eyes. So they created that show, Man Under Center. about the 4 quarterbacks in this room and who is going to eventually be under center. But go back and watch episode 1. Go back and watch the first episode. Each quarterback critiques the other, except for Shedeur. You don't hear Shedeur's critique or speaking about any other quarterback until that Friday when they get ready to play the game. But during that process, every quarterback talked about every other quarterback, and Shedeur didn't speak about none of them. Why is that? I'm just saying. There are certain things that you do and you can't do it right. I know how to make shows. I've made enough of them. And this show is too long. It is not. It's missing a few things that could be done, for one, but it is what it is. These people know what they have in Shedeur. They know who Shedeur is. They know he's the best quarterback they have in his room. Just like I was telling y'all, they didn't want y'all to see it. They knew Shedeur has practiced with the ones off camera, without the media, just the players and the coaches. All these players know. That's why Njoku stays around Shedeur. That's why Myles Garrett stays around Shedeur. That's why you had a veteran cornerback, not a wide receiver, a veteran cornerback walk in with Shedeur on game 1 with a bunch of other players around and a bunch of other veterans following them. Veterans wouldn't have let their quarterback come off the bus like that. Any other rookie wouldn't have been able to do that. But he has the locker room. He has the veterans behind him. And once Kevin Stefanski gets an earful from Myles Garrett and the rest of his veterans on that team, Shedeur will be your starter come game week 3 or 4. There's no doubt it. Shedeur has a personality that you cannot ignore. He is one of those guys, just like his father, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't throw it away. You can't wish it away. Only thing you can do is embrace it, because it's mesmerizing. He's just that nice of a guy. He's just that good of a guy, and they're trying everything they can to wish it away, and it's not going. Dillon Gabriel had somewhat of a good game, but once he got that sack, shaken to his core, happy feet, balls in the ground, balls across the middle were laid out for players to get laid out. Hospital balls. After that sack, Dillon Gabriel wasn't himself anymore. The game changed. He was like, oh, they hit for real over here. Yes, they do. And that was a little guy. That wasn't even a defensive end. I think that was a linebacker on a blitz. It is crazy. I want to get Dillon's interview and go over it, and I'm gonna do a video on that too. We've been in this thing for almost 3 hours. Let's see what this chat talking about. I think Shedeur is showing us what happens when the cameras are not rolling. Yeah. Yolanda, in sports athletic plays on the field and entertaining the fans. Let's see where we at. Domicile G, Browns fans and players are cool. It's not them. It's that bozo organization and hating local media. Oh, just wait. I can't wait for Mary Kay Cabot. I can't wait for 92.3 The Fan. I'm going to have me a field day. So y'all get ready. The videos are going to drop today. I'm going to drop about 2 or 3 today. I'm going to cut this one up. If Shedeur wants to be labeled a competitor, he has to stop all the showboating and wearing chains and being loud and cocky. That is not going to happen. Shedeur is too loose with them uptight clowns, and they are not used to that shit. You doggone right. Dillon does not know what they think about Shedeur. That's what Dillon thinks about Shedeur. Tell him, have we seen Dillon interact with the vet? Shedeur has it, and you see his teammates playing to a high potential with him. Yeah, we know. Big Snacks. The young kid was just trolling Money Man too. I'm about to go out. Don't worry about it. Let him have his fun, Robert. Let him do what he do. We got a super chat from Ja. You hear Dillon take a shot at Shedeur. No, I'm finna go watch it though. I'm fixing to go watch it. Everyone, nah, we ain't worried about him. We like trolls, man. Trolls is good. Morning coffee. What's up? I didn't even know you was in here. When Dillon said the competitors and the entertainer stuff, I got to go get this. Even with the baby, yeah, I got to go see what Dillon talking about. Y'all done got me Y'all done got me up in here, and Dillon Gabriel is not ready for being a starter yet. Yeah, he can say what he want to say, as long as he ain't being racist and stupid. Hey, everybody got their own opinion. If you don't validate nobody else's opinion, then it's just like your president. It don't matter. You don't have to rely on Shedeur to support Dillon. The caricature you present doesn't reflect his character. Right. They were so worried about him with them chains and showboating and not seeing the talent. Talk about it, Mac. Wearing chains with diamonds is what rich kids in his generation does. Plus, opulence is the Sanders brand and family hobby. Flash is the culture with everyday people recording and broadcasting selfies. This chain I got on was 90 grand. This bracelet is like 25 grand. That's 150 right there by itself on my wrist. Them shines don't mean nothing. They good. They got money. They been had money. Hell, they had money before other people had money. Where we at? Fred G. Sanford. And the G stands for gusto. I've never seen a QB get max protection so much in the preseason. This didn't happen for Shedeur. They ain't got no choice, man. They have no choice but to run max protection for Dillon Gabriel. You see what happened when he took that shot and they didn't have max protect on. When he took that blindside lick, that was it for that guy. Dillon Gabriel was rattled from that point forward. Dillon Gabriel was calm and ready to play until he took that sack. Once he took that sack, dog, it was over with. There was nothing else they could do to calm him back down. He was rattled. That 2-minute drill, he was rattled. Everything after that, he was done. Small mind first worry about a chain. Exactly. Man, I didn't have jury all my life. Dillon was drafted to be a backup and used this season to develop, not care about wins, because he can memorize plays and limited reps, and next year draft the starting quarterback. It might be true. Dillon might have been drafted to be a backup, but it does no good to know all the plays and you can't execute them on the field. You can be as smart as a whip, but when it comes to execution, if you can't do that, you are of no use. That old coach had already when Prime played them, he only played for click. Yeah. And one reads, he didn't go through progressions on the offense. He found a wide receiver and threw it. Man, it's 2025. Black folks can wear jersey if they want. We like it. Get over it. Love, move, talk about it. People that hate on the chain neck still green from the fake ones they wear. Y'all need to stop. Opinions and perpetrated racist stereotypes are two different things. Don't let your queen slide. Man, if a chain bothers you, you just as slow. Damn right. Milwaukee Jeff, damn near every NFL player wear jersey. Listen to hip hop. Should do a fit right in. I don't know what they think the coaching is in the NFL. I guess they think everybody listening to Christian music and walking around with promise rings on or purity rings or something. I don't know what they think this is. Everybody finna go to the strip club right now. Andrew Berry only released this video because Jalen Hurts and Shedeur was everywhere. Well, they had already recorded it. They had the footage. Then they had to get the players to sit down and do their voiceover parts, to answer those questions on camera and do that part. See, that could be done in a day, in an hour or two, because we gonna ask you 4 or 5 questions and we'll just splice it in whenever we get ready sometime during the show. You know, that ain't hard to do. That can be done in 5 minutes because they already had the footage. Because the only thing they used was footage that they already had. They didn't record special footage for this. Only thing that was recorded special was them sitting in them chairs and giving those interviews. Only thing they did was mic them up. You remember that week? Remember that week that they were mic'd up in practice? And it was right before they got ready to play Carolina. See, this was a spur of the moment thing. This wasn't nothing that was planned out before training camp started or before OTA started. This was somebody came up with an idea and they said, yeah, let's run with it, which is fine, but you can tell what it is. What video did AB release? Which one? Shedeur and Jalen. Shedeur and Jalen is them at practice this week, just riding around in the golf cart. They had a conversation. You know, Shedeur wanted to ask Jalen some questions and get some advice, you know, which was the smart thing to do. Talk to somebody that been in your shoes and is at the highest in the game right now. And what did you have to deal with? What stuff did you go through? What about all these haters over here? How did you feel about your team doing this and this? What happened when this happened? What you think about this happening right now? You know, that's what you're supposed to do. Reach out and holler at your boy. Get that love. Most NFL players are wearing chains. Yeah. Shedeur's a 5th round draft pick and he is overrated. Well, you'll be all right. Just keep hating. Haters are the people that watch the most because they need something to hate on, so they can't do nothing but watch. Rather they hurry up and snatch him out. Sanders and Huntley in, Gabriel pick it out. Why didn't they let Dillon play into the third quarter? Is what I want to know. Why did they not let Dillon Gabriel play into the third quarter? That's all I need to know. Love moves. Imagine hating 2 men who don't even know you exist in what city. Hey, that's what I'm saying. Haters are make the best fans. Because they are always going to show up. Because you can't hate if you ain't watching. That's why I let them in. That's why I love them. Without haters, you ain't got no fans. Because haters are better fans than the people that like you. You know what I'm talking about? But we've been on this thing for 3 hours, man. This is crazy. We've been up here. I mean, for real. And I love it. I truly do. But we gonna get out of here, man. This has been a crazy stream. Now I'm finna go make some videos. So y'all don't go far. Cause we gonna drop this heat. Don't y'all go nowhere. Don't run from it. Cause the heat about to go off. Cause I'm finna go grab this thing and do some things. I'm gonna have me some well-off videos and some Colorado videos playing in the background while I'm making videos. Then we gonna go hard. Oh, I gotta go watch this Dillon Gabriel interview and see what he had to say. Cause it sounded a little spicy to me. But we gonna check it out. But anyway, man, I appreciate y'all for coming and hanging out 3 hours into this stream. That's dope as shit. And it's Sunday, so I gotta hit G Bush up. He got a lot of work to do today. I don't even know if he want to come on and talk about it tomorrow. But we gonna find out. And y'all know if we gonna do it, thumbnail will be up later on tonight or first thing in the morning. So don't forget to check. And y'all know what time it is. But anyway, man, I'm getting out of here. Y'all have a wonderful day. Videos are dropping in about 2 hours. Y'all got to give me a chance to make them. Calm down. And then we going to drop some bangers on y'all. Because I got to go watch this Dillon Gabriel interview. As you know, if he says something stupid, I'm going ham. But anyway, let me get out of here, man. Y'all have a freaking wonderful day. Thank you all very much for hanging with me. And Joe Flacco,
You about to lose your job.
we out of here, man. I'm going to holler. Peace.